Okay, you're welcome back. Today we are going to look at the data link layer. The data link layer controls communication on the immediate link between two devices. So let's say we have router 1 over here and we have router 2. This immediate connection from router 1 serial port 000 to router 2 serial port 00 is our local data link. So this immediate connection between these two devices, router 1 and router 2, is our local data link. Now, data at layer 1, if you want to think about the structure at layer 1, and if I ask you a question, what is the data at layer 1 look like? Your answer should be, data at layer 1 is simply electrical signal or changes in voltage. Now at layer 2, the data has been put into a set structure. So at every layer passes the physical layer, the data is being put into a set structure. And this set structure is called your PDU, or your protocol data unit. At layer 2, the protocol data unit is called a frame. So now what does a frame look like? Well, before we get to know what a frame looks like, when there is a data transmission between two devices, just like when there is a data transmission between your home and somebody you are mailing a letter to, you need two pieces of information. You need your house address, which will be your source address, and you need your destination address, which will be the person you are mailing the letter to. In a similar manner, at layer 2, you need an addressing scheme. The most common addressing scheme that we see at layer 2, and there are others, but they go inside the later part of the class, and I'll bring them up when pregnant. But the data stream at layer 2 need a source address from which the stream is sent from, and a destination address which the stream is sent to. And the most common of these addresses is your media access control address, or your message authentication code. Your MAC address. Now, what does a MAC address look like? A MAC address is a 48-bit in length address and is written in hexadecimal. Now, I will assume that people listening to me in these lectures don't know what hex numbers are. So what are hex numbers? Hex numbers range from 1 through 9 and A through F. So if I want to say 10 in hexadecimal, I will just say A. If I want to say 11 in hexadecimal, I will just say B. I hope I just got my hex numbers across you guys. Okay, so let's look at MAC addresses. So MAC address is a 48-bit in length and is written in what? Hexadecimal. So let's see an example of MAC address. This is an example of a MAC address. And how can this MAC address equate to 48 bits? Each of these hex characters is 4 bits. So if we take these hexadecimal numbers, each of these hexadecimal number is 4 bits. When we take 0, 0 is 4 bits. When we take A is 4 bits. When we take B, B is 4 bits. But in hexadecimal, when we say A means 10. You get me? Now, like I said, A actually means 10 in hexadecimal. So if I were to expand A into 8 full constituent bits, Let's see what happened. So we are going to draw 4 lines which represent A. You get me? And each of these bits has a specific value attached to it, and that value never changes. From the right hand side, you start with the number 1. So we have 1 here. You double it, you get 2. You double it, you get 4. If you double it, you are going to get 8. How do I get A out of these 4 bits? Actually, 8 means 10, right? So the 8 bit is turned on, and the second bit is turned on. The 4th and the first bit are turned off. That gives you A. So this 8 is turned on, this 2 is turned on, the 4 and the 0 is turned off, and 8 plus 2 will give you 10, which is equal to A, because A means 10 in hexadecimal. You get me? Okay. The first 24 bits of the MAC address are your OUI field, or the organizational unique identifier. The organizational unique identifier is designated by a governing body, and it cannot be changed. And this is vendor specific. For each vendor, for example, Cisco, Microsoft, Dell, each one of these vendors are assigned several OUI, and this OUI cannot be changed. The last 24 bits of the MAC address, the vendor can do whatever they want to do with them. Okay. The 7th bit of a MAC address, the 7th most significant bit, and whenever I use the language most significant bit, all the way to my left or all the way to your right. The 7th most significant bit will reside in here on this 0, and it's called your UL bit, or your universal local bit. If this bit, if the 7th bit that resides on this 0, if it is turned off, it means that this MAC address is universally unique, meaning there won't be another MAC address like this in theory. But in theory, if this MAC address is turned on for any reason, it means the MAC address has been tampered with, or that address has been assigned locally. So the 7 bit will reside in here, right, on this 0. So let's expand this 0. Every hex numbers is representing 4 bits, or every MAC address, every hex number in MAC address is representing 4 bits. So this 0 over here is representing 4 bits, and this 0 also here is representing 4 bits. So the 7th most significant bit is residing in this 0 over here. So if we expand this 0, we are going to get 4 bits. You get me? So let's say this is 4 plus 1, 5, 6, 7. So the 7th bit will be residing on here, on the 2nd bit. If it is turned off, it means the MAC address is globally unique. And if it is turned on, it means the MAC address has been tampered with, or it has been assigned locally for any reason. My name is Knight Gideon. You're welcome to Best IT. Join me for the next part. Thank you.